I always love when people say that. Am I on?
Yep.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is I'm Melinda Patrician. I'm director of the AGC Foundation, and we're about 2 weeks away from our scholarship application, undergraduate and graduate. And at this time of the year, a lot of people start their scholarship applications, and many more finish up what they started a few months ago. So we thought that we would have a little chat and let you know some of the things that a lot of students call us to ask about, so that we could preempt some of the questions that you have. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the scholarship, if you don't already know. It is a scholarship for $2,500 annually for up to 3 years. So if you're a freshman now and you apply for the next school year, you can get up to $7,500 for this scholarship. It's renewable, so that at the end of the first year we ask you to send us your transcript and some other updated information. And if everything's going well, we will renew your scholarship for up to 3 years. Most of our scholarship recipients are seniors, are rising seniors. So those would be $2,500 scholarships to help you out with your last year in school. You have to be enrolled in college to apply. So high school seniors are not eligible, but freshmen are. And you have to be in an ABET or ACC accredited program. If you are not sure whether your program is ABET or ACC accredited, you can find out either from your department office. They will know that kind of thing, or you can go to the ABET, ABET site, or the ACCE site, and you'll be able to pull down a list of schools. You have to have a year to go in school in order to be eligible. So if you apply now and you're graduating in December of 2017, you're still eligible. We have given, this year in 2016, we gave $500,000 in scholarships, about 152 students, I believe. That was a small number of graduate students, and the majority of them were undergraduates. We'd like to continue to give that many. We've been giving scholarships since 1970, and we've given more than $10 million in scholarships in that amount of time. The other thing that I just wanted to let you know is that the AGC chapters, which are independent entities around the country, there are over 90 of them, also have scholarship programs, and you are welcome to apply to those programs as well. You can find out where the AGC chapter in your area is located, and go to their website and find out about their scholarship program. So I encourage you to also check into the AGC chapter scholarships. So why would you apply for an AGC Foundation scholarship? Because $2,500 a year is probably the best reason, and but there are a couple other reasons. A lot of our scholarship recipients tell us that telling a contractor when they go for a job interview or when they're looking for a promotion from their job is that they were an AGC scholarship recipient makes a difference. We have a very rigorous review process. We review at the staff level. We have a team of contractor reviewers, and then we finish up the review process with an interview with a contractor in your area. So by the time you get through that, we know that you're a very good candidate for an AGC scholarship. And at that point, we welcome you. When we give you an AGC scholarship, we welcome you into the AGC family, which means something. We have people who have been AGC members for years and years. We have a young group of our Construction Leadership Council. which is a group of young constructors in kind of early to mid-level career. And they are very, very welcoming and very supportive of newcomers into the industry. And we would hope that at some point you would join that group. We had a student a few years ago who came in to visit the foundation, actually a mid-level professional who came in with his company president and mentioned that he had been an AGC scholarship recipient, and his company at that point endowed a scholarship with the foundation, started a whole new scholarship under the umbrella of our scholarship program. So it was interesting 20 years later to have someone walk through the door and say, I was an AGC scholarship recipient and it meant something to me, so I've brought my employer in to talk to you. Other things like that happen. We had one one of our board members who was reviewing scholarships and then later was interviewing students and discovered that the student that he was interviewing was actually the grandson of the person who hired him for his first job many, many years before that. So there's what goes around comes around. There's a legacy in this industry, and it's something that we're very proud of and we want you to be a part of. The scholarship application deadline is on November 1st, and the scholarship application is online. Excuse me. I have a cold, so I may cough. Scholarship application is online at scholarship.agc.org, and the entire thing can be completed online. You'll be doing your essays online. You'll be entering names of a faculty member and an employer as your recommenders or evaluators. And when you complete the application and you're notified that your evaluators have turned in their recommendations, then you will go in and you'll hit submit, and the application will be ready to be reviewed. We let you know in early January if you're a semifinalist for the AGC scholarship, and then it goes to our board of reviewers. And in late January, we notify finalists that they've been chosen as scholarship finalists. We will let people know along the way if they have not been chosen, but we will let semifinalists know in early January and finalists know by late January. At that point, we set up interviews for you with a contractor in your area during the month of February. Those interviews have a pretty quick turnaround time, and then by the end of February, we will know who has and hasn't been approved for a scholarship. And we announce the scholarship recipients at the AGC annual convention in March. So there are a few questions that get asked a lot, and we wanted to let you know what those are. One of the things that people ask often, excuse me, is once they have entered their evaluators' names, the faculty member and the contractor or employer. It doesn't have to be a contractor, but it needs to be someone who has supervised you in your employment. Once you enter those names, sometimes students tell us that their evaluator has heard from them and that they haven't received the email with the link to fill out the evaluation form. Excuse me. If that happens, first of all, let me tell you the best way to do this with your evaluators is to either ask your evaluator in advance if they will complete a recommendation for you. Then let them know that you have entered their name and that they will be receiving a link. If they say that they have not received the link, please ask them to look in their junk mail, because sometimes when you get an email from someone who's never sent you an email before, your firewall catches it and puts it into junk mail. So that's the first place to look. If, in fact, they still can't find it, you can log back into your application and you can resend the email to your evaluators so that they can get that email and complete the application. If all else fails, none of that works, please feel free to notify us. There's contact information on our website, agcfoundation.org, and you are welcome to call us. As a matter of fact, if I don't answer your questions in this little chat, you are welcome to give us a call and at any time, and we will be happy to help you with your application process. So another question, pardon me, that I get a lot is, may I use 2 faculty members instead of a faculty member and an employer as my evaluators? And the answer to that is really, you can use anyone you want, but the best evaluations are a faculty member and a former employer. If the reviewers see 2 faculty members, frankly, they're probably going to wonder why you don't have an employer who wants to fill out a recommendation for you. So do try to have a faculty member and a former employer. The other thing is pick people who know you, have worked with you, have had you in class, and think highly of you. We sometimes people choose people who don't know them well enough, and it's just difficult. It's not that the person doesn't think well of you, but they don't know you well enough to really give personal comments. So try to give some thought to who will be your evaluators before you put their names into the application. Another thing to check is that a lot of people ask us if they can put their evaluator's name in even though their evaluator is not on the drop-down list in the application. And the answer to that is your evaluator does not have to be on the drop-down list. We just put that there for your convenience. If your evaluator is on that list, we know that the email on that list is accurate, and that will save you some time and effort later. But if your evaluator is not on the list, feel free to put in your evaluator. Try to make sure that you have all of the information accurately in there. We also get questions from people who are freshmen and people who are transfer students. If you're a freshman, you are eligible to apply. You will wonder what transcript to put into your application, and the answer to that is put your high school transcript in essentially as a placeholder and to let us know how your high school career went. And then when the semester is over and you get your transcript, and it does not have to be an official transcript, it can be unofficial, that excuse me, you can email your transcript to us and we will update your application for you. Transfer students similarly will ask, I don't have a transcript from the school that I'll be attending in the fall, so should I just send the transcript from the school I'm currently attending? And that is also the case. Just send your most recent transcript, whether you're transferring from a junior college or a community college to a 4-year school, or whether you're transferring from one 4-year school to another 4-year school. Just give us the transcript that has your latest GPA, and that will be fine. One other thing that I just thought of is we ask you to enter a number or we ask you to enter what your GPA is, and that we give you a range. If your GPA, for instance, is a 3.3, then you fall into the 3.0 to 3.4 category. Don't round up to 3.5, because we do check the transcripts to make sure that they are accurately representative of the GPA score that you gave us. So please be accurate with your GPA. Our scholarships are not entirely dependent on GPA. They are dependent on lots of things. They're on your essays, your summer work, your high school work, work during the school year, internships, participation in AGC chapters, and also other community organizations or school organizations. So make sure that if you are a member of an AGC chapter that you do put that in, and if you're not actually, if it's not actually an AGC chapter but it is a student construction association, please put that name in as well and answer the question, are you a member of an AGC student chapter? Yes. Excuse me. For your essays, there are 2 essays. We ask you to complete 2 essays. They're not long essays. They are longer than 1 sentence, however. And we ask you why you were interested in the construction industry to begin with, and what your goals are. And what we're looking for is something about you. We want to know what your goals are, what your aspirations are, what makes you attracted to the construction industry, what inspires you about it. How did you always want to be in the industry, or were you going into something else and you met someone? Let us know, let the reviewers know about you and what inspires you in these essays. One other question, actually it's not a question that we get, but one thing that I just wanted to remind you of is that we ask you what your current year in school is. And we are kind of traditional about what that means. So for instance, if you're graduating in December of 2017, then right now you're a junior. At least in our estimation, you're a junior. And I don't want you to overthink this, but please don't say, oh, well, I've been in school for 2 years, but my credits really only make me, will make me a second semester junior, so maybe I'm a second semester. Just, don't sweat it. Just put what you are in the traditional sense of your academic standing. So if, excuse me, if you're graduating in 2018, you're a junior, or maybe you're in a 5-year program. So there is a way to indicate that you're in a 5-year program, and you can put what your status is, whether you're a junior in a 5-year program or a senior in a 5-year program. The reason this is important is because it really is how we calculate ultimately what your scholarship amount will be. So try to help us out with that if you can. Those are pretty much the questions I wanted to answer. Again, we're happy to answer other questions. Our email addresses are on our website, agcfoundation.org, and a lot of questions about qualifications for the scholarship are on the main landing page of the scholarship application at scholarship.agc.org. And please take a look at our website, and you can also link with us on Twitter. We're at AGC Foundation, and also look for our LinkedIn group page. So on that, I wish you a happy weekend and good luck with your application. Thanks.